the 1980s. Bigger is better, greed is good, and Smith & Wesson was king. This is the Model 625. These were when pistols were pistols, man. I'm telling you. All stainless steel construction, 45 ACP. It's got some fame back in the 80s. This was the pistol that was used in Miami Vice. Crocket carried this. Sonney Crockett's pistol. Is it rare?
Not even close.
Is it scarce? Kinda. These were built for 3 years, 1985 to 1988. We'll shoot it a little bit today. Again, this is all stainless steel construction. The cool thing about these pistols, the way these operated, it's not a 1911. This was in an era when Smith & Wesson didn't want to make a 1911, so to speak. They were competing with, or I guess, trying to get military and law enforcement contracts. They didn't really get picked up with military use that much. But man, law enforcement agencies all across the U.S. picked up versions of their pistols. Again, this is in the heyday of Smith & Wesson, where they were making stainless steel frame pistols. Smith & Wesson has long since been the king of revolvers, and they started getting into pistols because of the demand for higher capacity than 6 and a wheel gun. There's all kinds of 9mm 5300 series. They made a 10mm, and this I think is the 1006. But the cool thing about this is it's not a 1911, and Smith didn't want to make a 1911, and they came up with this. It looks very similar, but the grip angles are much different than the 1911. This has a decocker hammer block on it. Another cool feature about these is has a magazine safety. Without the magazine, it will not fire. Will not go double action. No magazine. Single action. No dice. Let's shoot corn pop down there. I can't really tell where this is hitting. With that deployed, this hammer will not strike the bullet when you flip that up. This is single action. It's also a double action. Double action, single action, large frame pistol. One of the features about this pistol that really made it popular was its reliability. It said that it will feed empty cases, that the feed ramp is such, and this whole mechanism is such to where it's so reliable it'll load up an empty case. We'll check that out right now. Yep. It's a cool pistol. They don't make them like they used to anymore. Just wanted to bring you along, do a little shooting, tell a little story about this Smith & Wesson 645. Again, this was produced from 1985 to 1988 for only 3 years. 45 ACP. It went on to evolve, and then unfortunately about that same time as it started to evolve into different frames and different calibers, they started doing an alloy frame with a stainless steel slide. Made 9mm, 5300 series, all kinds of stuff. But that's right about the time when a little plastic gun called Glock came along that revolutionized the pistol industry and the consumer market. After that, Smith & Wesson started losing sales. They had some issues in the 90s. It was the Clinton era, and unfortunately Smith & Wesson folded and started putting fucking safety locks on the revolvers, and then those started having some issues, and unfortunately we still have those stupid ass safety locks on our revolvers to this day. Smith & Wesson sold, and they went under new ownership, and they have come back on top as I think the premier revolver manufacturer in the world. But man, I really love these early 90s, late 80s pistols and revolvers that came out of Smith & Wesson. I think so, they're some of the finest firearms ever made. But again, thanks for watching. Till next time.